Hello and welcome to this episode of the Retail Is podcast. I'm your host, Joey Morgan, joined as always by my co-host, Kylie Ross Cyber. And today we are sitting with Jim White of Jim White Fitness. Jim, welcome.
Hey guys, great to be here. How you doing today?
Good. A little tired this morning. Looking forward to the 3-day weekend. How about yourself?
That's right. Just I do a cup of Joe every morning to get the energy going.
I think I'm on my third now. So
There we go.
that'll be a problem later today, but
That's
fine right
great.
now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Jim White Fitness and what you do?
So we Jim White Fitness Nutrition Studios is a personal training fitness studio, nutrition studio. We've been open, actually, this is our 16th year.
Wow.
And over the last 16 years, we've helped hundreds lose thousands of pounds. We've helped people get off their medications, battle through disease states, get ultimate to their performance as far as working with athletes. And it's been really a passion when it comes down to it. Starting off, I started off when I was actually 21. And I really had a passion for helping change people's lives, and the power of fitness nutrition. It's amazing what it does for people.
And I know when you started out, did you move to the area from somewhere else? Like, how did you sort of get started here?
Yeah, so what happened was I graduated from Youngstown State University out of college, and I wanted to move somewhere that was really high in fitness priorities. And Virginia Beach was actually voted one of the top fittest cities in the United States. It's been top 10 for the last 15 to 20 years. So, and my cousin lived down here, so I moved down here. I had $400 in my pocket.
Where did you move from, real quick?
Youngstown, Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
Yeah, Ohio. So I drove down, and I had a Jeep Wrangler with no air conditioning. I remember it was 95, 100 degrees that day. And I remember sweating bullets, $400 in my pocket, coming out here, knowing nobody. But I started with an idea. I started with passion. And I knew where I wanted to go with a dream, but didn't quite have the tools. So it took me about a couple years, started personal training, and became a registered dietitian, started working with people nutritionally, and really started helping people change lives and capture their before and after pictures. And once I was able to, really figure out how to motivate people and get people to their goals, that was a big seller, because exercise, nutrition, what it does to people's lives, whether it's losing 100 pounds, getting off medications, battling through diseases, it's just unbelievable. And I knew that I had a gift to help change and transform people. And with that, it's what really started the business and got me going out here in Virginia Beach.
So do you have like gyms, like physical locations?
Yeah, so we have 2 physical locations. We have one in downtown Norfolk off of Granby Street on College Place. And then we have one off of First Colonial Road in Virginia Beach. And we have around 27 on staff, and that includes registered dietitians and trainers. So we do one-on-one personal training, and that is really isolated. It really focuses on the individual and gets people their goals. We do semi-private, which is 2 to 4 people. And we use small group training and boot camps, which is 5 to 8 or more. And then on the nutrition front, one of the biggest things we do is take insurance. So if people have Anthem, Optima, Cigna, Aetna, or Medicare, it can be covered through their insurance. So that's a big medical arm that we have, and helping a lot of people, change their diet. We put together meal plans. We work on their recipe development, on what to order when they go out and dine, and we really help to focus on their results to get them to results. A few more cool things we do. We have a corporate wellness program, so we work with a lot of corporations from here all the way to Bethesda, and help their teams get healthier. We have a really robust restaurant program. In 2010, we started teaming up with local restaurants to help them to find the healthiest options on their menus, and where people can go and get fit and eat healthy. And then our last program, which is probably my most passionate program, is our Lift Foundation. We started a nonprofit in 2009 where we provide exercise and nutrition to the homeless, battered women, at-risk youth, and the mentally challenged. And we help to get them jobs. So since we started in 2009, we've put in hundreds of people through the program, seen some amazing results, back on their feet. And it's a program that's really passionate about in Hampton Roads.
That's amazing. That sounds like, I've never heard of that from a fitness pro, like gym and everything, doing that kind of a program. That's really cool. I do want to ask a little bit about how you started. So from what it sounds like, you were doing personal training. Were you going to people's houses? Were you doing one-on-one stuff?
Yes. So I started going to people's houses because, I didn't have a brick and mortar location. And back then, it was 2001, there wasn't a lot of competition in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So I started working at people's houses, started building up clientele, and then I had an opportunity. A gym was up for sale, and I ended up buying it. And that was what started. So we opened up in Shore Drive in 2005. We outgrew that location in a year and opened up a location in Hilltop in 2006. And then we closed our Shore Drive location, opened up another location in 2008. And then we opened up our Norfolk location in 2014. So it's been a growth period. Fitness is really hot. People just put a value on their health, and especially in these areas, being one of the fittest cities in the United States. So that's how everything came about.
Nice. Now so your background, what was your schooling in again?
So I graduated with a bachelor's degree in dietetics.
Okay.
And the reason why I went into nutrition, because there's only 3% males in the country, believe it or not, that are dietitians. So I knew that was a niche. And I'm just passionate about nutrition. It's 80%. We are what we eat, and you always hear you can't out-train a bad diet. Fitness is so important, obviously, but it's amazing how the results really come from how we eat.
Definitely. So then how did you learn all the business side of things if your education and passion lied in nutrition and fitness? How do you know when to buy the business, and how do you manage hiring employees? How do you do all that?
So, I was a serial entrepreneur. I always, like to diversify, always, starting new businesses. And also, my brother was in finance, and I ended up studying business and business elements. And I found a lot of great mentors. And when I first started, it was not easy, and obviously it's relentless. I talked to a lot of entrepreneurs about that. I mean, working 14-hour days every single day, having a great team, from lawyers to contractors to real estate agents, accountants, social media experts, web designers. Obviously in the beginning, I had to do that as jack of all trades. But as we started going, I realized that delegating to these experts is really important. Having that team behind you for not only social support, but for ultimate growth. And then, working with mastermind teams and organizational groups, such as, the Retail Alliance, such as Hampton Roads Chamber, working with local businesses and making mistakes and learning from them and continue on growing. It was just kind of evolved as I started.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Kylie, I've been talking a lot. You got any questions?
No, I'm really listening to what's going on here. I mean, I am fascinated by sort of the business side of it when you started. And I want to have a question. Just when you closed your Shore Drive, how did you make that decision? And why did you make that decision?
Well, we were at capacity. In fact, I remember one day we were close to fire code as far as how many people we had in. And when I saw that, I was like, whoa, we need a bigger space. So that was it right there. It was just we were growing so fast. And the one thing early on is, and now marketing is a little bit different, but I was the local expert in the newspapers on every single news station, because nutrition's hot when it comes, and fitness when it comes. It's an easy news story. I know in other industries it's kind of tough to get into the news. So I remember being on the front of the Virginia Pilot maybe 3 or 4 times, and just constantly being in the Beacon and being in Distinction Magazine and a lot of the local newspapers just on entrepreneurship, on fitness, on health. So that's what really got people through the doors and learning about us. And now obviously the landscape's so different. We're focusing on SEO. We do some print media, word of mouth, our restaurant program, working with physicians and medical practices for our medical nutrition therapy practice, doing a lot of lunch and learns, boots on the ground. I mean, guerrilla marketing. We do every possible angle we can, from as much free marketing, from B2B, from referral programs to paid advertising. So it's a different landscape now in there, because it's really hard to reach out to those clients, especially through COVID. But when we first started, it was a lot of getting out, and that caused us to grow so fast.
Yeah.
What would you say has been one of like the best marketing avenues for you lately?
Honestly, it's our clients. We create billboard clients, meaning like if someone loses 40 or 50 pounds, they leave the studio and they walk around and people are like, what are you doing? They don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
So, and we're so proud of them, and they're happy about it, and their lives have perfectly changed. So when they're, dining out with friends, it's a conversation. I mean, everyone talks about fitness nutrition when they're out. It's such a hot topic for so many reasons. If you have ailments, you're talking about it. If you're tired, you're talking about it. If your sleep's affected, if you're stressed, if you're just not, your confidence is low, or you don't like how you're looking, it's always a topic of conversation. So, when we're helping people, we're changing lives, we're hoping that those conversations are being had. And I think that's where, the referrals come in.
Mhm.
Nice. Yeah, that makes for you guys, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, walking, talking billboards. I mean, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Being the name of your business, Jim White, how do you then, if someone wants to join and they go, well, I want Jim White, how do you get your staff to be Jim White?
Well, when I first started, I did not want my name on the brand, but our website and our branding specialist said, you are the brand, and you have a passion for this. I do national spokesman work for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and I work with all the national media companies such as Men's Health and Oxygen Magazine, and I work with a lot of brands as spokesman as far as food brands. So as a national spokesman for fitness nutrition, they wanted my name on there. However, 20 years later, I've become, I think, as when I first started, I like my name on the business, things like that. But now I really like to be behind the scenes. So my team is unbelievable. We have, like I said, 27, and our team is just dynamic. We have a very positive team, a very energetic team. We have a very high credentialed team, and they're all handpicked. And I don't put myself out there as much for the fact that, I put my team out because they're the ones that are, that you're changing so many lives. So these days I take, I still, dabble into personal training because I love to do it. I love to be beside them. I love the energy. I think I'll never stop. And nutrition counseling. and I got to constantly keep up on the education too for myself. So I'll do a little bit of it. But I think over the years, I think in the beginning I had a lot of that, but now, I have a little bit less of that. And honestly, if you're coming to me, you're coming to any of our other staff because they're just as good or even better.
So how do you guys compete with all those big mega gyms? Or do you consider them even in your like a competition? What do you think about them?
No, I mean, honestly, I think the best thing about the gym community is everyone supports each other. A lot of my friends are gym owners in the area, and there's so many people in Hampton Roads. I mean, we have about 500,000 in Virginia Beach, and I always live by the growth mentality and not the scarcity mentality. I mean, obviously there's competition out there, but there's enough to go around. We support local big gyms. In fact, we don't do gym memberships, so most of our clients are going to a gym to work out. That's something that we don't focus on as much. We want to just support. That's one of the things. We've been a pillar in the community for 20 years. And we're all about community growth. And if that's our local businesses, especially through COVID, 1 out of 6 gyms have closed in the United States. And, all of us were having a difficult time. And we were closed for 70 days. So, we all joined a Facebook group and we were all supporting each other. It was really, really cool.
That's awesome.
So that's something that we just try to, continue on supporting our local gyms. And we have a lot of partnerships with yoga studios and cycle studios and even personal training studios to help all of us grow.
So when you did your groups, or was it Facebook or something, did you continue, or is it more just support and people trying to get people to do things at home?
It was more so the gym, it was more just discussing how to get through COVID with business and how to survive. And how, because it was tough when you're closed for so long. And, obviously we're a healthcare industry, so we care about, the disease and getting people healthy. So it was a really unique time with all gyms and what we had to go through. So that was just local support of gyms.
Did you financially apply for the PPP or anything like that? Did you have to lay off staff for a while, or like what did you actually do to get through?
Well, we pivoted pretty quick. Our dietitians, we insurance is approved telehealth right away. So it actually, we pivoted right over to telehealth. So our dietitians were working at home and, through a HIPAA compliant platform was still seeing our patients, and they loved it and we still do it to today. In fact, it's really helped us grow our business because, we had a lot of cancellations from people not able to come into the gym. Let's say they got childcare or being busy. Now they can do it out of the privacy of their own home. Yeah. So we pivoted to that. So that was really great. We trained outside because we were allowed to train outside within, 10 feet distance. So we were doing that. We pivoted, and the good thing, this was around April, May, and June. So the weather was nice. And then we started doing virtual training for, fitness. So, they didn't even have to come into the studio, and we're still doing a lot of that today because people, it's again, if they can work out of their own home. So that's how we pivoted through those 70 days, and then things started to open back up. And yeah, we definitely applied for all those loans and grants, and that helped. That definitely helped out.
Well, that's good. So how do you see, you've got, would you say 3 locations?
2 locations.
2 locations. So do you plan on sort of growing that, or like what areas are now going to be your focus? Hampton Roads, you're in Virginia Beach, but do you want to go beyond Virginia Beach?
We're always looking for opportunities. My number one important thing is our staff and growing them. We have a focus this year of 4 things. Is number 1, having fun. And I had a staff meeting recently. I said, if you're not having fun, let's meet after the meeting, because we should be having a ball here. We're wearing exercise clothes every single day. We're working out together. I mean, it's just an amazing feel. Number 2 is, we definitely are working on continually growing our staff as far as benefits and, as far as equal pay raises and vacation and 401k IRAs, and focus on a livelihood, and that's something we take very serious. Another one is staying healthy, and that's the one thing when I first started, if I ever let myself go, and I would let it go of my passion. So, and that happens in the industry when you're in a gym for 12 hours training, sometimes you don't want to be there. So working out, and so we provide different opportunities for all of us to work out together and stay healthy. And then the fourth thing is changing lives. So that's number one. That's our why as a business. So we're making sure that all those are firing off. And it's all about our culture and our team. We're on the same bus. So as long as we're on the same bus and we're going in the right direction, we're going to continue on growing. And if that means opening up more gyms, doing more corporate wellness, expanding medical offices, as long as we're all growing together, that's our number one goal.
That's awesome. Those are some great goals that a lot of businesses should really consider implementing themselves. So we're getting close to the end of the time. Let's throw some softball questions your way. What is your favorite exercise?
Favorite exercise is bench press. Nice. Typical on every Monday, guys do chest, and I'd have to say that's my favorite.
Well, hang on one second, Joey. What's your favorite?
Yes,
I say incline bench press.
Oh,
I like the angle with it. It's nice. Or tricep extensions. Those ones are nice too.
Yeah, there we go.
All the ego ones.
That's right.
Yeah. What's your least favorite?
I'd have to say probably burpees. You got to put that in there. Just exhausting. Cardiovascular, it's not my number one favorite. It's a good exercise though.
It's a great exercise. That was when I was in the Navy. It was burpees for everything, and I hated that part of any sort of workout. That's funny. All right, recipes. What's your favorite recipe?
Well, I always get what's my favorite indulgent meal.
That's a good question.
I gotta say, if I do, it's got to be pizza. Yeah. And we'll make at Trader Joe's. They have a good whole grain crust, so we'll get that. Some fresh mozzarella and some pasta sauce, and we'll make some homemade pizzas.
Nice. I can't think of any other ones that are softball questions. What about you? Do you have any questions you get asked a lot?
A lot about my personal life, just because everyone hears me in my business life. So I have my wife, Krista. We've been married for 8 years. And we have a daughter, Ava James, who's 4 years old, and another daughter, Isla Rose, who's 1.5. Oh, wow. We have our gym dog. His name's Flex, Flex. He's a chocolate lab. He's 6 years old. And we love this community of Virginia Beach. Like I said, I moved here 20 years ago, and we're really embedded. And that's family. Our church is here. And we just connect with so many people, just so many great people, and so many business leaders. And so it's just a great area to connect here in Virginia Beach and down in Norfolk.
Excellent. Well, Kylie, do you have anything else you'd like to ask him at the end?
I only wanted to talk a little bit more just about the foundation part of it.
Yeah.
And what was your goal with that?
So in 2009, we were doing boot camps at the oceanfront, and homeless started to jump into our boot camps and do exercise. Oh. And one of our clients said, "Man, you got to say something to them and get them out of here." So, I thought about it. I was like, I've been doing this for so long, and the power that exercise has in people's lives. I wonder how it can affect, the homeless. And people thought I was crazy. Even my wife's like, "This is the craziest idea. It's never going to work." So I said, well, there's a program called Back on My Feet in Philadelphia. They run with the homeless and help get them jobs. Why don't we start a program where we provide, boot camps, exercise, and because 1/3 of the homeless are diabetic and 1/2 of the homeless are overweight. And we realized that rapid rehousing is great in getting them jobs, but a lot of them go right back into their shelters because they don't work on themselves. And exercise, nutrition, confidence. We do prayer with them. We do a lot of positive. We have them have a word of the day. One of them is like strength and different words, and talk about how they are most strong in their life and what are the areas they're weak at. So we started this and we teamed up with we've been at a Union Mission, Salvation Army, HRC, Penn Ministries, Boys and Girls Club, Hair Shelters. We teamed up with Walmart EVMS. We have a full functioning board, and we have two fundraisers a year. One is actually coming up, the Lift-a-thon at the Shack on July 18th from 12 to 3, where we bench press for dollars. And our other one is White House to White House in November on National Homeless and Hunger Awareness Week, where 12 of us actually run to the White House relay, and we've raised $25,000 each year for the past 5 years.
Amazing.
And it's just an amazing program that is it's when I see these guys and girls change their lives at the end of the program, it's really it's God's work. It's really, really cool.
So
that's amazing.
This through you've really seen some of this changing people's lives. You see them, and do you still sort of keep in touch and know where they are, or do you feel like it's their point in time, and then you sort of you do as much as you can? Like what sort of level of involvement do you have with them?
Well, we see them out, and it's crazy. I've about 5 or 6 just in the past 2 months. I was at different locations and I've seen them working. We see them, we stay in touch with them, a lot of them, and just, have them do testimonials for past groups. There's a high success rate. If you go to our website, liftfitnessfoundation.com, we have all of our stats in there, how many people have taken the program. We have our, videos and of what the program is about. We have our trainers out there, our dietitians. We have so many people from the community, from, financial planners to talk to them about, how to, what to do with your money, resume building, interview skills, and we do food drives, we do shoe drives, we do suit drives, to get them prepped up to the workforce.
Right. And this is all done voluntarily. All these, subject matter experts or, people who are volunteering their time. That's awesome.
Yes, the whole nonprofit. We have an executive director, but everything else goes right into the program.
That's great.
Yeah, I think that's amazing, from starting with somebody asking you pretty much to sweep homeless people away and hide them to turning it into this is just outstanding.
Well, coming to Virginia Beach with $400 in your pocket.
My gosh.
In that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, we are out of time. Thank you so much, Jim, for being on the show. It sounds like you're doing amazing stuff. How do people get in contact with you?
You can contact us at jimwhitefit.com is our website. As far as our, if you're interested in personal training or nutrition counseling, 422-4728, and we will set you up, and we'd be happy to get you the healthiest you can be.
Great.
Thanks so much.
Have a good one, guys.